الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبد الله ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. وبعد. The Prophet ﷺ was quoted saying many times in his khutbah, إن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. The Salih is not included. وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد وشر الأمور محدثاتها كل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. And the intention of our speech is the last piece of the hadith. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, "Sharr al-umuri muhdathatuha." The best guidance is the guidance of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the most truthful story is the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he says that the worst or the most evil innovation is innovating in the two, in Quran or Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Making up Sunnah or making up Quran or altering the Quran or altering the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the most evil thing that anyone can do, according to the hadith. And then the Prophet ﷺ says, وَكُلُّ مُحْدَثَةٍ بِدْعَةٍ. And every innovation, every new introduction or introducing something new into the Sunnah or the Quran is bid'ah. وَكُلُّ بِدْعَةٍ ضَلَالَةٍ. And every bid'ah is astray. It will make you astray, take you to dalal. وَكُلُّ ضَلَالٍ وَكُلَّ ضَلَالَةٍ فِي النَّارِ. And every astray will lead and take you to the hellfire. So that's the Prophet ﷺ saying there is no good bid'ah at all. And that hadith is the long hadith that was narrated by Muslim, Abu Dawud, Nasai, Ibn Majah, Ahmad, all of them, and Jabir ibn Abdullah. Another hadith, the Prophet ﷺ says, according to Irbad ibn Sariyah, Irbad says, وَعَظَنَا رَسُولُ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وسلم مَوْعِظَةً ذَرِفَتْ منها العيون ووجلت منها القلوب قلنا يا رسول الله إن هذه لموعظة مودع فماذا تعهد إلينا؟ قال قد تركتكم على البيضاء ليلها كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها بعدي إلا هالك. The Prophet ﷺ says, the Sahabi says, the Prophet ﷺ advised us deeply and deeply, and then we said, "O Prophet of Allah, looks like someone who is leaving, giving advice behind. What is the thing that you will leave with us, that we will hold fast?" And then the Prophet ﷺ says, "I left behind with you al bayda, the very clear and clarified religion or sunnah of the Prophet or guidance of the Prophet ﷺ. Layluha kanahariha." He says it is darkness or night is like it is daytime, meaning either way it's clear and it's obvious and understandable. لا يزيغ عنها بعد إلا هالك. No one deviates from it after me except someone who is going to the hellfire or someone who is lost. In the first hadith the Prophet ﷺ mentioned is that the bid'ah or innovation in Islam is haram. And there is no exception because he uses the word kull. Some people say there is something called bid'ah hasana and bid'ah sayyid. The question is, they play with the word kull, meaning kull, this hadith doesn't mean all, it's like most. Okay, there could be bid'ah, innovation in Islam, that could be good innovations. And when you ask them, the good innovation is they mention some stuff that has nothing to do with religion. So bid'ah in Islam, when we're talking about the religion, if it's related to the life or how it better our lives, bid'ah is not bad. Like technology advancement, creating something new that will make the lives of people easier, all that is praised, no problem, it's good. However, when the intention of using that piece of bid'ah is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or to take it as an act of worship, that is where the problem is, and that's what we are talking about. The bid'ah in or innovation in the sharia, in the deen, as a form or act of worship intended to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is bad in its entirety, and there is no exception at all. And the Prophet ﷺ, according to Aisha, says, "Man ahdatha fi amrina hada ma laysa minhu fahuwa radd." Anyone who introduces anything into this religion, into Islam, into this guidance, into our thing, in our order or command, is rejected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it will be rejected to the person who brought it forward. Another hadith, Aisha radiallahu anha says, "Man amila amalan laysa alayhi amruna fahuwa radd." Anyone who acts according to any act that is not what we have done or allowed, then that will be rejected. So what is the sunnah? So we can avoid the bid'ah. There are three types of sunnah. Sunnah qawliya, sunnah fi'liya, and sunnah iqrariyya. Verbal type of sunnah. The Prophet ﷺ said, we have to do this, we should do that, it's good to do this. So he ordered us, although he didn't do it. Or he did it. It doesn't matter. So it's something that the Prophet ﷺ commanded us to do. That's sunnah qawliya, verbal sunnah. The second type of sunnah is sunnah fi'liya. The Prophet ﷺ was seen doing an action. That action would be considered his way of life or his way of worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The third type of sunnah is if something was done in his presence, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and he did not reject, that means he accepted. If he saw something, people doing something, and he saw it, he knows it, it was done in his presence, and he saw it. However, he doesn't have a problem with, that is another sunnah. So he agreed and approved it. Although he didn't do it, or he did it, it doesn't matter. Anything that was done in his presence, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he did not reject or dispute, then that is another sunnah. Anything that cannot fit one of those is what we're talking about. Intended at the same time to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Those people, they play with the word kull. And what do they say? Kullu bid'atin dalala means most of the bid'ah dalala. So, can we say, in a fair game, can we say also, وَكُلُّ ضَلَالَةٍ فِي النَّارِ, at the end of the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ says, can we say too, if they said, كُلُّ bid'ah is not, can we say, كُلُّ astray, every astray is not leading to the hellfire? Yeah, there are good ones, good astray. If that can qualify, then this can qualify too. The other question that needs to be raised to these brothers is, who is the first person who ever said there is bid'ah hasana and bid'ah sayyid? Not the Prophet ﷺ. Indeed, we saw the hadith of the Prophet against it. Not the Sahaba, not the Tabi'een, not the Atba'u Tabi'een, not any one of the Qurun al-Mufaddala, 3 generations of the Prophet ﷺ. That's why you will never find any of the scholars, the great scholars, saying there is bid'ah hasana, bid'ah sayyid. You will never find Shafi'i or Ahmad ibn Hanbal or Malik or Abu Hanifa or Bukhari or those great scholars saying there is a good bid'ah in Islam. You will never find that in their books because it did not exist then. As far as we know, the first sheikh that said bid'ah hasana or bid'ah can qualify to fit in the 5 categories of ahkam, wajib, sunnah, makruh, haram, and ibaha, was Izz ibn Abdul Aziz, few hundred years ago, was not long ago. And he was criticized by all the scholars. The thing that should be raised is, what is the limit? Okay, if you are authorized to make some bid'ah hasana, so because it looks good to you, what about us, the rest? What about him? What about him? Can everybody do the same? What qualifies you and gives you the authority to introduce bid'ah and doesn't give to other people? If we say that everybody is allowed to make some bid'ah hasana or some bid'ah sayyah, then the whole deen will be diluted. We will never worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with authenticity. The thing that we will do will be something that we invented. And as Abdullah ibn Mas'ud said, radiyallahu anhu, ما أحدث قوم بدعة إلا نزع الله مكانها سنة. There is no people that introduce something new, except they lose in its position, they lose a sunnah, existing sunnah. So you do bid'ah. What could be an example of bid'ah? Mawlid or mawlud. The ihtifal of the birthday of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When was it done first? It was not in the first three generations after the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was the year 400 or 500 when it was introduced. That's why you will never find Imam Shafi'i or Ahmad ibn Hanbal or all those scholars telling you it's good to do to do the birthday of the Prophet ﷺ or ihtifal, to do celebration at the day of the Prophet ﷺ. The funny thing in that incident is the day that they celebrate is indeed for sure the day that the Prophet ﷺ died. Nobody knows the day he was born. It's under dispute. But the day he was born, the day he died is that same day. So are we celebrating his death? Or we celebrate? And how did we get up to this level? It's something that we copycat from the Christianity. Because they do Christmas, we have to do the same thing. It was introduced after the 3 generations. So bid'ah is in entirety evil and bad. Avoid it, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.